No Hair Monday. I'm going to put a short video. I love this website that's on here. The MSA Coalition. If I back out of here, it's how do you distinguish between Parkinson's and multiple system atrophy. Really nice video. I like this one. So I'm going to play just a few snippets of it and see what we got here. It's only 2 minutes.
Even for the best clinician, it can sometimes be difficult.
Oh, I'm put my headset on so I can at least hear this way.
But there are a lot of clues that help you distinguish. So the first thing.
So I just want to talk about how mine is compared to these few symptoms they talk about, nothing else than what's mentioned here.
Is if somebody has the cerebellar variant of multiple system atrophy, meaning they're off balance rather than having a Parkinsonian type picture where they're slowed down and.
Right. I've always been told I have mostly P Parkinson's with cerebellar attributes, but I question that now. This might started as, I believe, cerebellar to balance, but Parkinson's could be the same way.
They're kind of hunched over. Then it's very easy. There's no.
I don't have any hunching. I have no posture issues at all. Oops.
There's no confusion. But if they look Parkinsonian, there's a few clues. The first is that they may fall quite early in the disease. They may have problems with their balance very early. So in Parkinson's disease, that's typically 10 or 15 years down the road.
Falling. Mine really has started happening. I noticed my first symptoms were lack of movement, my brain not connecting the feet to move. But I didn't really start to fall till about a year and a half into it. I'm very good at catching myself, so I think that's mostly the reason. If I wasn't at least as in shape as I am, I have no doubt I'd be falling over all over the place. So yeah, that one, slips, trips, and falls early. First year, not so much. Second year, yeah.
Whereas in multiple system atrophy, maybe 1 or 2 years into it.
There you go, right? 1 or 2 years.
Second is that the classic drug for Parkinson's disease called L-DOPA may work in multiple system atrophy temporarily, but it stops working very quickly.
So I have levodopa. There's a few versions of it. And yeah, it takes the edge off of it, like 5, maybe 10%. But I noticed next to no side effects of it. You know, so practically it's done nothing for me as well.
Whereas it continues working for 10, 15 years.
Yeah, Parkinson's just goes forever.
The third is if somebody has significant amounts of dementia. That's typically not present in multiple system atrophy.
I'm 43, with all due respect, too young for dementia. Can it happen early? I'm sure, but this is one of those wild west symptoms that I just don't have and would not fit the bill for me.
Typically is present in Lewy body Parkinson's disease.
So dementia would kind of point you to another disease other than MSA.
So that's another distinguishing feature. And then early severe involvement of the autonomic nervous system, such as low blood pressure.
I have blood pressure spikes. It goes up and down, not drastically. I even read an article. I watched an article this morning and yesterday about blood pressure, and the mind will regulate the body to cope with the drops. There was a study, might have been MSA, but there was a study where MSA patients were the least to be complaining about symptoms. Kind of weird compared to other people, other diseases. And someone that had like 170 over, 90 or something, their blood pressure was dropping to, 90 over 40 or 50. And these patients that they were trial and error, they were watching, they didn't even notice it. So, they think that the brain helps season their body for when that happens, and they don't notice those big drops in blood pressure, which is crazy. I know I love taking baths more than showers. And I know every time I get up from a bath or getting up from on the ground, I want to face plant every single time to the point of blacking out. It's been a lot worse the last few weeks for sure, without a doubt. The beginning of this year has not been nice to shaking, hasn't been nice to blood pressure. Every time I test it though, I have a blood pressure monitor cuff and it's not the same, as in the hospital. So is it accurate? I don't know. But I know every time I get up, even from sitting now, the shots of 2023 every time I get up is a nightmare from the couch or from the bath, shower, the bed, stuff like that. So I know the kids and the wife are like, why is dad in the bathroom moaning? And because I'm getting up and I'm trying not to black out and fall, so this is one of those things, keep it together.
Bladder involvement is typically a very clear indication you may have multiple system atrophy.
Yeah, so I have autonomic. I have the bladder issues. I've had those for a little while. I'd say for over a year. Are they crazy, horrible? No, but they're embarrassing. They're the urge, the inability to empty, and spontaneously just going, like the muscles don't want to do their job, keeping it in or pushing it out. So that's definitely there. I've had that definitely for a year.
And then the final thing, which is really unique to multiple system atrophy, is the involvement of the vocal cords. So if you involve the vocal cords, like laryngeal stridor, you're having trouble getting your words out, or you have these funny sighs, or you have some sleep issues, you fall asleep in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, I don't have any of those issues. There might be time to time I'll be talking throughout the day, or I'll be at home in this room and go like a deep breath. That's weird. I don't know what that is. I don't attribute that to anything, actually. I just dismiss it, kind of like everything else. But, the last few months, my voice has been going in and out like a lot more, and it's still pretty raspy, and it's not from coughing. I've had days where I haven't really coughed at all, and I still got a raspy voice. I don't know. I'm not going to attribute my vocal cords to that. On the good note, good autonomic, right? So talking about autonomic. Good note is that I'm actually back to sweating the last week and a half. Back to sweating. I had like a night sweat one night, and then after that, I started sweating pretty regularly. And today, like I was actually in the hospital, or I was even at work and stuff, and I got down the jackets, and I can feel the heat like hot. And here comes, I can feel the sweat. Kind of very weird. It's like sweating on the inside, and you open up your jacket in the winter time, you feel that coolness of cold meeting hot water or hot sweat. It feels like that. It's the weirdest sensation. Like the body's saying instantly, here's some sweat. Weird. And I drink a lot of coffee and caffeine, and just to have that sensation, like it did today. I've also noticed some new things too with, yesterday I was spasming. Like I haven't really spasmed today at all, but yesterday I was like a spasm, the whole body was spasming, lower body, upper body. And a few times last night I was absolutely kicking, not, body spasms. And, I spasmed so hard, I felt a shoot to my, one of these, I talk about these neuropathies, these nerve pains that, right to my end of my toe. Weird sensations, but those are normally I don't get pain from spasms, or actually I've never gotten pain from a spasm or pain from tremors. I just get random like nerve pain all over the body, every spot you can think of. And I'm just keeping an eye on that to see if that's actually coinciding with each other. But as of right now, it just happened one time last night, but that's definitely something that you think about, you keep in the back of your mind. So yeah, some of the symptoms here, you're right. Thomas Kleminski, I believe, MSA Coalition Medical MSA Board. I love this website absolutely to death. These guys are very nice. They put a lot of content out there. So give them a look if you're struggling with MSA at all. A great video, and appreciate you guys. I'll check you out in the next one. See ya.